What's up, YouTube? This is William from W&J Wrestling, and this is last week's A Week in Wrestling. But if for y'all who don't know, I live in Louisiana, and we just went through Hurricane Isaac, and that was not fun. We were without power for a couple of days, and that kind of sucked really bad. So yeah, I've got kind of like a week behind on doing this, but I'll be putting up this week from last week's A Week in Wrestling up today, and then probably by tomorrow or Sunday I'll have up for this past week, A Week in Wrestling for this past week. So yeah, this week of wrestling, now added to the show is Saturday Morning Slam. Watched that Monday. It was alright. It's good for kids, and watching it just made me realize, like, thank God, at least, like Raw and SmackDown isn't like this. It could be worse, but let's hope it does not go in that direction. But let's go ahead and get on with this. We got Raw. Lesnar and Heyman came out. And Lesnar's just kind of gloating over how he beat Triple H at SummerSlam, him and Heyman. Then had this awkward moment where the ref came out and Lesnar's like, good job, good job. And the ref was just like, please don't eat me. So yeah, that happened. And then Lesnar did a tout saying he was done with WWE, he wasn't coming back. He clearly is. But I guess they're just setting up for future storylines later down the road. Next up, they did a 6-man tag match. I hate when they do this. It was Botchkara with R-Truth and Kofi, and they beat the Primetime Players and Cody Rhodes. It was annoying. I think they got the pin on Rhodes because he was trying to take the mask off Sin Cara again. Hopefully this feud leads to somewhere and doesn't end up a disappointment. So yeah, and hopefully Kofi and Truth lose the tag titles because they don't need to be tag champions. David Otunga came in the back offering his legal services to AJ. He ended up calling her crazy. So she got really mad and then made a match for Otunga versus Big Show later on in the show. Next up, Ryback was squashing two jobbers. I was a little aggravated when the match kind of started. So I'm like, why are we watching this again? We've seen it so many times. But then when Mahal kind of came out and attacked, I was like, okay, so they're building up for the feud. So I thought it was going in a good direction until we got SmackDown. But I'll talk about that later. Orton beat Del Rio in a match. I think Sheamus threw Del Rio back in or scared him back in, and Orton got the RKO. So, yeah, that was an alright match. They're both pretty good in the ring. The Sandow's feud, I guess, with Brodus Clay's might be over from this point. Who really cares, I guess. Sandow just still isn't impressing me. So, I don't know. Like, all the rumor and talk that he's supposed to be a big star, he really just hasn't done anything yet. He has not wowed me whatsoever. He's not bad on the mic, but his wrestling skills are just not that great to me yet. His moveset is very limited and just doesn't put on a great match for me. So yeah, we'll see where that goes, and I guess that's just gave Brodus Clay something to do since he's just a waste of space for the most part. HBK did a promo talking about Triple H, whether he should retire or not. So yeah, I don't know. There's the rumor that HBK and Triple H are going to have a match at WrestleMania. I don't really think that's going to happen because I don't see how it's going to unfold, but who knows with WWE. Next up, the match AJ made. The show just came out and like obliterated Otunga. Like Otunga didn't do anything but die. That's what happened in the entire match. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny. Yeah, it was a tag match between Miz and Ryder. No, I'm sorry. It was Miz and Bryan versus Kane. That's it. Miz and Bryan versus Kane and Ryder. And at one point, Kane was in the ring and Bryan was like, no. He went to go tag in Miz. Miz jumped off the ring and was like, I'm out of here. He walked off and Bryan ran off and poor Ryder was left in the ring to get choke slammed and tombstone. Poor Ryder. Caitlyn was literally a botch-filled battle royal to become the new number one contender. Like, they've edited it out so many times. She had to clothesline Eve twice to get her over the ropes. I'm pretty sure Eve was supposed to go over the first time. So yeah, and it was terrible. The Divas division is completely dead in my eyes. AJ had made a match earlier tonight. It was to be Ziggler versus Jericho in a contract versus contract match. Ziggler was putting his Money in the Bank contract up against Jericho's current contract. And Ziggler ended up winning the match. He won it clean. So I think, in my personal opinion, I thought this would have been better for SummerSlam had that match been contract versus contract. 'Cause it might have been a little more believable. But they wanted to give Jericho the win at SummerSlam, and Ziggler got his win on Raw, so it's all good, I guess. And it's Jericho's excuse to get out to go on tour with his band Fozzy. And then Punk was given the ability to pick his new number one contender. He offered it to Cena, but he told Cena he had to admit that he was the best in the world. Oh yeah, and so yeah, as it says, Cena won't tell the truth because Punk is the best in the world, but Cena refused to admit it and walked away. And Punk called Jerry Lawler back out, and I think told him to apologize to him and something. But anyway, it ended up where Lawler was walking back to the announce table, and Punk just kicked him in the back of the head. I thought it was pretty funny. Next up on Superstars, Sandow beat Yoshitatsu. This was a great performance from Yoshi, not so much Sandow. Like I said, Sandow's in-ring ability is just not impressing me. He does not do a lot. If anybody actually really pays attention, he's very limited in what he's doing, and it's just kind of annoying that they're trying to push him when he's really not that great. Yoshi, on the other hand, a guy who's a complete nobody, put on an excellent performance. So, good job to him. He's actually trying to keep his job. I don't know how long he'll stay, but Riley beat McIntyre for the second time. I swear the pops for Riley are getting bigger and bigger every week. I don't see why WWE doesn't want to use him more. The crowd loves him. They just need to give him a decent gimmick to go out there with. He's great in the ring, good on the mic. I mean, come on. Same for McIntyre, excellent performer. They both put on a great show. I thought the way they finished the match was good. Riley got a roll up off the top rope. That was great. So it was a good match from both of them. This really should have been something like on Raw SmackDown, not really Superstars. Then Cody Rhodes beat Justin Gabriel in a match. I've said it before, I'll say it again. These two are great in the ring together, both excellent performers. So yeah, they definitely don't disappoint. They put on a great match. Excellent from both performers. Next up, we're moving on to TNA. We're going through this episode pretty fast. Sting had called out like Aces and Eight, and like two of the guys came out, and it was like majority of the roster versus Sting. Majority of the roster versus the two Aces and Eights guy, and they just beat them down. They're like, "You just gave us our patch. We're initiated into Aces and Eights now." So, yeah, really kind of pointless. Didn't do much. Then Tessmacher called out Tara because it's open fight night, and she was like, I want to be able to try and beat my teacher or whatever. And Tara ended up winning the match. It was a pretty decent match. Robbie E beat RVD and AJ, and it was literally a botch fest BFG triple threat match. I was very disappointed because, I know Robbie E is not even that great, but RVD and AJ just put on a bad performance altogether. There was botches in that entire match, and that was kind of sad because I expected a lot more from them. Because AJ and RVD are both excellent performers, and just to see them not perform that well is a little disappointing. So yeah, I was highly disappointed by that match. Jeff called out Robbie T, I guess, to resolve the issues with him and Robbie E keep jumping him. So he beat Robbie T. It was a good match, short. Always good to see Jeff. AJ is not the dad. Turns out, what's her name, wasn't even pregnant. That it was Kazarian and Daniels just they were bribing her or whatever, blackmailing AJ. And so AJ ended up kicking like both Daniels and Kazarian out of the ring. Apparently Hollywood Hulk Hogan is back. And he started growling after he beat down the two Aces and Eights guys with Sting in the back. So it was kind of weird. He sounded like a dog. Awkward. And then Gunner beat the gut check guy. The gut check guy he looked kind of out of shape, and he was very sloppy in the ring. I really wasn't impressed. So yeah, I don't think he's going to get a contract. I know the results. I'm saying that right now because this is what I did think when I saw the episode. So yeah, and Anderson beat Bully Ray in his last BFG series match, so Anderson is out of the BFG series. Bully Ray is still in the top. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to stay in the BFG series. We'll see how far he goes. And then Aces and Eights just came out and beat the crap out of everyone. Like, the whole roster that was behind Sting just got tore up, because there were like 20 plus guys with Aces and Eights just jumping everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, because I think this is the end of TNA, and we'll continue in the next one, SmackDown.